Hey, Philippe, it's Louise, and this is an opportunity for you to say how you work with clients when you help them be more innovative.
Well, there's a number of things that we do with clients. First is really trying to build rapport and get to know them, get to understand their business, the values, and how they can differentiate themselves in the marketplace. That's number one. And then from that, we apply our creative process and methodologies. And the whole goal is to arrive at the point where we have a new product with a business model that is sound so that they know before they launch the heavy investments that they're going to have a profitable product and they know when the break-even point will be.
Cool. Now, you and I were talking yesterday, honestly, behind closed doors, and you're talking about how the kind of clients that drive you nuts are the ones that don't appreciate that the creative process always has a phase that's kind of chaotic.
Mm.
Want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's kind of, I understand that clients need structure and they want to know exactly how things are going to happen. But when you really design a breakthrough product or something that hasn't been seen at all in the marketplace, then you don't know. So you don't know how long exactly it's going to happen. You don't know exactly how long it's going to take, even though I have 25 years of experience in the business. I have a bit of an idea, but I can't predict exactly how and when it's going to happen. So we have a methodology with some iterative processes, and the number of iteration is really dependent on the product and its own ecosystem.
I mean, that must freak clients out a bit, though, because, I'm sure you meet your deadlines, but it's almost like you need to have this time where the creative process can actually come to fruition.
Yes. Yeah, and I wrote an article on LinkedIn about the creative process a few months back. And I see three phases in a creative process. The first phase, I call that immersion. It's you need to know what's your client about, what are the brand values, what's the marketplace like, and you need to talk to the different stakeholders involved in that ecosystem. The second phase is the more traditional hands-on creativity. So you need to start sketching, you need to start doing some mock-ups, you need to start playing a bit and see where each idea leads. And the third phase, and in my mind, that's the most important and the most productive, I call that letting go. And we all know that. The eureka when you lie down in your bath and you completely relax and suddenly you have that idea. It's like, oh my God, this is it. That's the one. And you have to jump out of that bath and sketch something immediately and return. But that's a very important phase, letting go. And that's something that is a bit not really seen as relevant in the business world.
And yet it's the difference between making it and not making it.
For me, after 25 years of design and creativity, that's the one.
I have to tell you, when you talked about lying in the bath and getting the eureka moment, the aha, like, why aren't there more offices that have great, big, fabulous bathrooms, wonderful showers, awesome bathtubs? Because some of these creatives just need a chance to go do something else and have those aha moments.
That's true. That's one of the reasons where some highly creative individuals go for a walk. There's a reason for that. Yeah, most people have a sitting meeting where people discuss topics and creativity. But Steve Jobs was working with Jonathan Ives in order to discuss ideas. And there's a reason beyond that. It's, there's a kind of a process happening when you walk, when you're not at the office, and you discuss big ideas.
Well, there's a couple things going on. You've got bilateral stimulation because you're looking at both sides of your eyes, both sides of your eyes. You're using both eyes to look left and right, up and down. So it's a bilateral stimulation, but it's also the repetition of walking, which means there's one part of the brain that's being activated, and the frontal cortex, the neocortex, can kind of just pop out an idea. So that's my basic understanding of neuroscience. Please feel to correct me, everybody. So thank you for that, Philippe. It sounds like you've got a very specific process that actually has time within it to be creative so that you can generate what your clients want.
Yes, that's exactly right. And I think in many ways we are kind of similar because you're creating names and you're very powerful in creating names. So maybe you can share a couple of your own experience when it comes to creating a powerful name for your clients.
Absolutely. And like you, I've got a particular process that I use, but I'll tell you, one of the most important things I have to do is I have to train my clients to be brave. There's going to be a moment where they're not going to like an idea that's particularly brave. So Apple, Virgin, Nike, these are all names that people could have gone, what? Uber for a taxi company, huh? But all of them capture people's attention, and that's what you want to do. So the most important advice I have for anybody who's listening, who's about to name something, and even for folks who are being creative, is if you want the right idea, you need to have a lot of bad ideas first. It's a volume game. You need tons of names to get the right one. And once you have the right one, don't ask people if they like it or not, because like or don't like is the judging part of the brain. But really what we want is what captures people's attention right away.
So
and that takes bravery.
Yeah, you're right indeed. How long have you been naming for?
Well, I've been naming for a decade, and probably more than that. I mean, when I was a little kid, I've been a writer for a long time. I would write stories, and I would make up names of characters. My mother actually kept some of my childhood writing, and the names of the creatures and in my writings, even when I was like 3, 4, whenever you start taking crayon to paper, it's just kind of in my blood. But then I've just been naming books and churches and plays and radio stations and then companies, and I realized that I had a knack for it when I decided to write a book on it.
Can you share
quite a while
about that book? It has some unique features. Can you want to talk a bit about that?
Oh, sure. So we're about to go into the 3rd print run. You can only order these from me because I'm only sharing these special techniques with a limited few, and I mean that. So this book has, it'll have a new cover in the next edition. And what it has is it's a book designed for people who don't have much time. So there's all the different naming protocols or techniques or methods, whatever your favorite word is. And you flip through, let's say you love doodling. So you can doodle with letters, like Coca-Cola is an alliteration method. Dig, D-I-G-G, that aggregate site is adding an extra G on. Swatch, you're flipping the first letter or adding a letter in front. Acronyms, IKEA. So if you like playing with letters, then you might go to the doodle section. Well, you go to the doodle section and ta-da, there'll be a technique. And so you can go, oh, what's that technique? And so the technique will be described, and then you'll be given the absolute exercise, and you can write it out in the book. So that's what it is. It's a tip, flip, and dip book. So you find the tip you like, you dip into it, and you get your answers. So
your book is not a theory book about naming. It's a very how-to practical tool.
Well, it's actually both. The first section is theoretical because it's important to understand the principles behind naming from a scientific perspective. There's a thing called sound hierarchy. So Google, for example, works because Google opens a mouth. It's got a big vowel sound at the end. So we associate that with largeness, volume. So it's a great, great name. So the first section, you get the principles. The second section is the practices, all the different methodologies. And then the third section is how do you bring your brand to life once you've got a name.
Wow, this sounds very exciting.
It was a labor of love, sometimes a labor of frustration. There might be a gray hair there that you can see. And then I should say that the appendix also has all the resources and tools. For example, websites you can go to try coming up with names, books that you might use to help your business succeed faster.
Well, thanks a lot, Louise, for sharing your insight with us today.
Hey, my pleasure.
Bye for now.
Ciao.